Hi, how you doing? It's your friend and favorite realtor, Steve Shane here. How are you today? We are here to give you the live, unedited, uncut truth on how to build your business bigger, faster, and stronger. And none of this is theory. This is all stuff we're using in our business today. Welcome to the Daily Steve. Let's get going. Hey, guess what? You're setting your goals wrong, and most people are. See, what's happening with goal setting these days is it's like this sexy thing where like we put it on t-shirts like I'm a goal getter and things like that. But you're not. And here's why you are failing at your goals. It's because you don't have clear action plans set behind it. Most people around this time of year, or if you really are like into your business in October or November, you are setting your goal and you're saying, I'm going to achieve X in my business. And you sit down and you talk to everybody on your team and you decide this goal and you get really excited about it and you get focused on it. And you put it on a piece of paper and then you put it up on a shelf, and that's where that goal lives. It lives on the shelf. And you know it, like I'm going to achieve X amount of units. I want this much profitability. Like you know what the goal is, but that's where it lives. You know, you may even like broken it down to action steps, but it lives up there. And the problem with it living up there is because it stops becoming a living, breathing organism or a part of your business. And when you don't repeat on a regular basis what your goal is, you're going to miss your goal. Because fuzzy goals make lousy targets. Like a blurry goal, an out of focus goal, you're never going to hit the bullseye because you don't know where the bullseye is. You generally know where the target is, but you don't know the details. So here are a few things to help you make better goals, set better goals, and actually achieve your goals. The first thing we're going to do is, again, very traditional goal setting plan. What is my objective? Well, we're going to figure out what your objective is, but before you do that, you need to figure out what your objective is going to do for you personally. For you personally, not for your business, not for anything else. What is it going to do to reward you personally? Because if you don't have buy-in on your own goals, or if you don't think they're achievable because you set something so lofty that it's like ridiculous, like you're not going to do the effort that it takes to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And it's pretty simple. Like you're going to say, oh, I'm going to set a goal for X amount of units this year. And you're not going to tie that together with, if I do X amount of units, I will achieve this much income, and this much income is going to mean this to my family. I'll be able to send my kid to that private school. I'm going to be able to buy that, new Ford Lightning and do all the things that I think are important into my life, that add value to my life. Because if you don't set your goal to an emotional attachment, you're not going to do it. All right, so once you've established what your goal is and how it's attached to you emotionally, now we have to get really clear about that. Like, let's figure out, okay, we're going to go to X units and it's going to, produce this much income and it's going to let me do these things in my life. Awesome. Now let's break that down into quarterly goals. Okay, so if I want to hit X by the end of the year, I need, let's use round numbers. If I've got 20, my goal is to hit 20 of whatever you want to hit. Well, okay, we're going to have 20. We got to hit 5 in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter, 5 in the third quarter, and then by the fourth quarter, you're hitting 20 units. The power of this is you now know how to track. So there are many great thought leaders who say, what you expect, you must inspect, which means if you're going to set a goal, you have to check in to see where you are on that goal on a regular basis. And so that is, your benchmarks, your totem poles along the way. Are they important? Yeah. If I'm a little bit short, I know I got to do a little bit more effort. But here is the one key thing that is going to separate you from your goals, and that is your daily activity. So if I know I have to achieve 5 units by the first quarter, well, now I have to break that down by week. And then once I break that down by week, I have to think about what my leading indicators and lagging indicators are. So there's a great book you should definitely check out called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. It's part of the Stephen Covey family of business books. And it really outlines how do you execute at the highest level. So the first thing you're going to need is your big board. You're going to need a scoreboard somewhere in your office, nice and big, Is it a whiteboard? Is it, a digital reader on your software? I'm not exactly sure what it is for you because it's going to be personal, but you need something to say where am I in relation to my goal on a regular basis. So I can check in at any time to say, okay, well, I'm supposed to hit 5 units and we're, 3 weeks away and I've only done 2. What do I need to do? Okay, so once you have your big board, aiming for your wildly audacious goal, your WIG, or wildly important goal, your wildly important goal is your WIG. So we've got the wildly important goal because we've figured out why it's important to us. We've broken it down, and now we know what we need to do. But now the big winner is, what am I going to do on a daily basis to have control? So at the end of the day, we don't have a lot of control over a lot of things. We have control over our thoughts and our immediate actions. So hypothetically speaking, if I want to do 5 units in a quarter, and I know for every 10 appointments I go on, I get 2 transactions, or for every 5 I get 1, that means for me to get 5, I need to go on 25 appointments. So how are you going to back in 25 appointments? Well, how many phone calls does it take for you to get an appointment? Okay, so I've figured out that, I need to make 25 phone calls a day to get 1 appointment. And so then all of a sudden, this is where the secret magic happens. You forget everything after 25 calls. You just forget it. You stop thinking about you don't put the weight on the big goal anymore. What you put the weight on is becoming world class on making 25 phone calls a day. And how do I turn that 25 phone calls into 10 phone calls so I can be more efficient? Because that is where the sweet spot is. When we're talking about our goals, we have to break it down to the simplest one activity that has the most potential to change the outcome. What is my leading indicator that I have control over? Because phone calls are a leading indicator, or outreach is a leading indicator, prospecting is a leading indicator. How much are you spending on marketing is a leading indicator. The lagging indicator is how many appointments did I set, because it is a result of how many people I've communicated with. So I can control one thing, and I'm going to focus on the one thing I can control so I can achieve my goal. And I know I just told you to forget everything about what happens after that 25 phone calls, or your one thing that you're going to be focusing on that makes everything easier or simpler. But now I'm going to contradict that and say you have to write down that wildly important goal every night and every morning, because you have to keep that in your vision. Your team, you as an individual agent or as your team, their goal may not be related to yours at all. And that's very likely. If it was, it'd be kind of weird. So you have to hold that vision, and you have to make the decisions around that. It reminds me of this story about this U.S. rowing team. And, the year they were competing, every single decision they made was based on, will it make the boat go faster? Will it make the boat go faster? Well, if you're not reminding yourself what your goal is, will it help me achieve my goal? Will these actions, will this marketing help me achieve my goal? Will this hire help me achieve my goal? Will this ad spend going to help me, achieve my goal? If you're reminding yourself on a daily basis of what the wildly important goal is, then you have a chance to actually hit it. Because if you put it up on the shelf and you just dream board it, you're not going to accomplish that goal. So you're constantly bouncing between, here is why this is important, this is why I'm working so hard, this is what I'm going to achieve and what it's going to do for my life, and then here are my simple daily actions. And if you don't break down your goals into simple daily actions, they're just hopes and dreams. Guys, I'm your friend and favorite real estate agent, Steve Shane, here wanting to see you grow your business and explode your business. So please hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when another episode is coming. It's daily. And I will see you guys tomorrow.